Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be working on brakes. I am still working on the back glass, but there's just not much. I mean, it's just a lot of grinding and sanding and a lot of dirty work that's not really interesting for camera. So I am doing it just off camera. So once I actually get like spraying it and like doing the paint, you guys will see that, but I feel like you don't want to see me just sit there and grind back and forth and prep for Bondo and all that kind of stuff. But this is me at the end of the video. I've actually done all the work, but I'm popping in to say, before you watch all this, I'm done, but make sure you guys subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. Once I get to 1,000, I'm gonna be giving away some merch. I'm gonna make some merch with Ghostly Media or Ghost or something on it, or something. I don't know. You're gonna get some kind of merch. I'm gonna do a giveaway of all my subscribers, get in touch with the first one that I can get in touch with, and y'all are gonna get something when we get to 1,000. So, continue with the video. Today, we're going to be doing two things. So, I'm gonna swap to these stainless steel brake lines up front for two reasons. Once I put the Brimbos on, the stock brake lines are a different size banjo fitting and they won't work. So I did get these on Amazon. They're in the other video. Their link is in the description of the other video, which I'll put right here. So these are going on the front. I've got some for the rear, and I've also got this for the crossover. So the crossover, so where it comes off of the rear, I can't talk. Hang on. So I've also got this. This goes on top of the diff. This is going to mount to the differential, and then this is going to go up to the T, or the main line coming from the front, and this will tee off. So I just wanted to replace this with a little bit. I kind of spec'd this out on Amazon, and I kind of had to make this part work. Like, it's usually bent. I had to take this bracket off and bend it flat, and I'm hoping this will work. I don't know, maybe. I may end up having to get another part, but I'm going to try to replace that rubber line with this, because they're known to get brittle and just spongy over time. And there's something cool to me about having nothing but stainless steel, or, you know, a harder brake line on the whole car. So if I ever do decide to track it, which I've got a lot of work to do before I track it, but I'd feel a little bit better about it. So I've also got one other thing I don't know if I'm going to get to today. I should, but getting these lines on and getting them bled and everything, and that could take some time. So we're just going to be swapping over to stainless steel brake lines, trying to get fluid to them. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure that my proportioning valve is okay. I'll show you about that. There's a little like shuttle valve in there that can move if you're not bleeding it with the correct tool. So I'll show you about that, because I didn't know about that until semi-recently when I was bleeding brakes on the Chevelle. But yeah, I'm going to get the old calipers off, get the old lines off, let some of the fluid drain out. Probably doing a complete fluid flush. I mean, why not? I've got to get fluid. I'm going to try to not let the master cylinder run dry, because I don't want to bench bleed it, but I would like to get all new fluid in the system. So let's we'll start on this wheel, do the fronts first, and then go do the rears, because I'm going to have to swap this out with the rears, and I don't want to climb under it just yet. So let's get to that. Okay, I'm going to try to show you as much of this as I can. I did get the caliper spaced correctly, so the rotor spins free now. It won't spin as free once the pads get pushed in, but the goal today is to get this caliper off, take that off, and get the line from here to here ran. I don't know the best way to do that yet, but I'm going to wait to take this off just because I want to get the minimum amount of fluid on this paint as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off first, which, if I can find the right size. That's not the right size. I just know that some of these 1969 parts are gonna fight me, because I don't know when the last time these were even touched. I need that size. Yeah, and there's paint and everything on the lines. Okay, well, that was better than expected, I'll say that. I'll take it. Anytime something breaks loose and I don't have to fight it, I'll accept it. I don't really want it to fall. Yep, it was gonna fall. Okay. Luckily, the new line came with clips and everything. to mount it. Yeah, so now this will go right to there. I didn't like the lack of brake fluid. That didn't make me feel too great. I'm just gonna try to make sure that this is sitting in here as right and flush as I can get it without having to rebend a brake line. I really want to do that. Okay, there we go. So that's in there, it just needs to be tightened. And knock on wood, if I put these on here, I shouldn't ever have to take them back off. I probably should have clocked that before I tightened it up. Didn't think about that. Okay, now we're gonna take this off. What size is that? Nope. Not a 10 either. If you do get brake fluid on something, just take some soap and water and let it kind of dilute the brake fluid, and it should be okay. I don't know how much is going to come out here, but the reason I left these on when I painted them is you don't really want paint on the mating surface here where the banjo fitting goes. I don't know which way I want this. Probably up and out of the way. I don't really want it down and out of the way. I don't know, probably up and out of the way. There's no right or, I mean, there is definitely a wrong way, but I mean, there's no exact way how to do this. I'm just gonna have to try it and make sure that it goes both ways without hitting anything. Yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't want it to have to bend that much, so maybe like that. It's not bad. It is, if I tighten it like that, it'll be okay. Moving that other caliper on that side. All right, let's try that. Let's try straight up and towards it. Okay. And then thinking, it's going to be riding like this most of the time. If I can twist it. I mean, that's not bad like that. It's a little bit long, but I mean, with stainless steel, it should be all right, I would think. I wonder if I want it up and like that. Curved around the back of it. That does seem a little better, especially when it's turned. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now, somebody may know a little bit more about brakes than me, say it's not fine, but it's okay. It's not like you need these to stop or anything. It's fine. Okay, one side done. I'm gonna go grab the other side and hopefully try to make it look the same, and then I gotta take the tire off the back and get to the back, and then that T, which I'm not looking forward to. I don't know how much of a pain it's gonna be, but we're gonna find out. All right, one thing I did notice on this side, one, I definitely need to clean. It's pretty nasty up here. My bump stop is completely gone. I mean, I guess it's not completely gone, but it's not great. Definitely need a new bump stop up top. It was polyurethane too, which is funny. Yeah, definitely need to do some cleaning up in here because those are supposed to be like gloss black. And I'm missing a cotter pin on my tie rod, which is fantastic. It's okay. It's not like that's important or anything. Yeah, it's crusty. I don't think there's been a cotter pin on it in a while. It's fine. I don't know why it's missing, but I found it when I was doing the that bolt that just completely whipped me. Oh no, I can't fit a line wrench on this because there's I don't understand why they do that. The coil spring, or like the little spring on the brake lines, you can't get a line wrench on it. Okay. Please don't strip. That's definitely gonna strip. What size is that? 3/8. Let me go try to find a 3/8 wrench real quick. How lucky do you think I am? Oh, it's already not looking good. Oh. I think this thing's been messed with before, if I'm personally honest. And there's no room for me to add a new line fitting or a new end on it if I strip it. It's almost like painting over brake line fittings isn't a good idea. It wasn't me, to be honest. Okay, I got it on there. I know it's probably not the rightest thing to do, but I'm gonna leave that wrench on there until I put the new part on. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. Tell you what I'm also gonna do. Hold, please. Fixed. Okay, I got that off. I don't know why I brought them all over here. But, go ahead and attach this. Get it close. Go grab my other bolt. I didn't think about it. Right, now I gotta remember how I did the other side. I know I have this clip that goes in from up here. And it's crush washers. And I had it coming up and away like this. I didn't have it turned so much, probably a little easier, but whatever, we're here. All right, just to give you a little bit closer look. So we've got that. It's got a little, not a 45, maybe like a 30-degree angle on it, coming up, and I've got it almost straight, and I've got the clip in there. The clip is a little loose, so I may take it out and bend it. I mean, it's not gonna, you can't pull it out, but I mean, I would like it a little bit more tight than that, and now I've got to fight this little spring again to get my wrench out. But there's the front done. I am gonna go grab the back, do that one first, because I've got the tire fitment tool on the other side. So I'm gonna move all this stuff, do the back, then the other back, then the T, and then I don't know, I'll see about the lowering blocks. We're gonna look at those, but I really just wanted to get this done and get them started to bleed. I was gonna gravity bleed them, put some tubes on them, and just let the fluid get to everything, and just make sure my master cylinder doesn't go low. Probably do that overnight and then bleed them again. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just did that whole thing on camera and then realized the camera wasn't recording. So, because I have these air shocks that I'm gonna get rid of, but it is pretty close right here. I mean, it's loose, so I'm also gonna get this tab was folded down for some reason. I don't know why. I am gonna get me a tab to mount that on. I think it needs to be on top of the axle necessarily, or not necessarily on the front of it. But that line way up there is the one that I'm gonna get to next. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm just gonna try to tackle that line next. That little T right there. I'm hoping that I got a long enough line. It don't really look like it, but we're gonna try. So I don't know how I'm setting up the camera for this. I mean, right there is not a bad angle, but I can't really set it up right there. So let me see what I can do, and then I'm gonna crawl under there. Okay, I think that's a good enough angle for you. We'll see. I am gonna take it loose before, I'm gonna get brake fluid everywhere, I do know that. Okay, well this is just loose in here, so that's cool. That's dope. Let's grab the new line and see if it's even. Yeah, I mean, okay, not too bad. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put it in the same spot, so I may have to rebend some lines. I wonder if I can just, I don't know. Right here would be nice if I could put it here, but I think I'm gonna have to remake some lines for that, which I'm not against. I've got the stuff to remake lines. I know you may not can see, but this bolt, it's got a angled bracket on it. I mean, I could just run no bracket, but I don't want it just flopping and the only thing holding it to be these lines. I just know I'm about to get covered in brake fluid. Not looking forward to it. 3/8, 5/8. I mean, as long as my master cylinder doesn't run dry. I know I've said that a lot, but I really don't want that to happen. I wonder if that's the same. That looks bigger. Hang on. Oh yeah. That's a bigger line coming to the back. I assumed that it was 3/16 here, if you can see. I got to get a different fitting, so there's no point in me messing with this right now. I mean, this line is fairly new. I will eventually swap it over to this, but I need to get a different fitting, and also the size difference of this line. I know that stainless steel lines are smaller, but it's quite a size difference, to be honest. The length is good. It'll fit in here. This is 3/16, and this is like, I'm gonna say 7/16, even though it's not. I don't know what size it really is, but it's bigger for sure, which makes sense. So this probably needs to not be, this is 3AN, probably needs to be 4AN. Huh. Oops. Okay, well, that's what you get for ordering stuff before you actually come down here and look at it. I kind of just peeked through the fender well because I was too lazy to get down here. All right, so the other thing I'm going to do this side brake line. I got to take this tire off, and I'm also going to, let's see, probably put some drop blocks on this to lower the car. It's going to push my axle up about 2 inches, so about here maybe. So that's the next thing. I got to get this old caliper off. Yeah, okay. If you're curious how to use this tool, I did do a video on it. It's the most recent video, well, depending on when you're watching this, but I'll try to put it up in the corner right there. Look at that. I had a stool here and I slid it and scratched my caliper. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not happy about I'm not happy with myself for that. I do need to paint this rotor too, so I'm gonna mount this and then take it off and paint this rotor. You guys can't see anything, can you? There we go. It's all gonna be different routing when you do yours. Owie. But I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out where it needs to go. The rear is easy. The rear doesn't move. I mean, it does, but it doesn't move near as much as the front, obviously, because you're not turning the wheel. And this moves up and down with the axle, so it's not really as important back here, but I mean, you still want to make sure it's not going to be rubbing against anything or binding or anything like that. So it is important, but not as important. About put 2 crush washers on the same side. That won't do too much. So just so you know, if you do these, you need to have a crush washer on both sides. The way this banjo bolt works, fluid comes out and surrounds this circle, goes in this hole here, if you can see. Hopefully I can show you. Oh, there you go. So it circles that, goes in that hole and out this hole. So it's just like a little right angle drilled in this bolt. So you need to seal off both sides, like so. Okay. There's the brakes done. I'm gonna take this off and paint it. And then, yeah, I'm probably gonna look at I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow just because it is getting a little late and I do need to go cook dinner. But I'm gonna open these a little bit, or at least open one of them, see if I can get a little bit of fluid to them. And then tomorrow, or it won't be tomorrow for you guys, but after this, I'm going to install the lowering blocks here. So that'll bring this axle up, which in turn lowers the car. And I'm going to bleed the brakes and get them working, although I may have to bring somebody up here for that because I've tried bleeding brakes by myself with power bleeders and all that kind of stuff, and it never works out right. I'm going to pull these bump stops off tomorrow, do this, bleed them, but I am going to pull this rotor off, go ahead and paint it, probably off camera. I mean, that's pretty easy, just painting a rotor. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in a second, but to me, it'll be a minute. Okay, it may or may not be just later in the day. I kind of came back up here. So I'm gonna try to get this, get a 2-inch spacer block in between here. I'm hoping it works. Doesn't make me feel good that it's wobbling while it's coming off. I think the shock's going to push it down. That's going to be kind of a pain, but if I need to take the shock off, I will. Okay, now I'm going to jack up on the rear end and try to put this in between the rear end and the mount. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I did get longer U-bolts with this kit. We'll see. I don't know why I was thinking that the U-bolts or the brake caliper line was going to flex. It goes with it. That's pushing right up on that brake line. Of course it is. Yeah, if you can tell, the new ones are a lot longer. Is that gonna hit that brake line? Yeah, it's just hitting that brake line. Of course it is, which means I need to take that brake line loose. Let me see if it even fits. So there is an alignment pin on the leaf spring and there is one on the axle, so I need to get those both lined up if it fits. Yeah, it fits. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna try to let the axle down. Looks like it fit in there. I don't know. I have to take the other side loose to see. Kind of like really get it in there. Well, it looks like it's sitting in there. Yeah, it's all the way down. There is a rubber spacer here, which I'm assuming that you do need. Yeah, the other ones aren't going to be long enough. Not at all. So I'm going to have to take this brake line back loose because I did bend it up, which is cool. It's really dope. Yeah. Nice. Okay, well, let me get that out. I mean, there's no point in me filming that, but you can see. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, that's got to come out. So I need to take this loose, move that out of the way. Fun stuff. Okay, that one fits. Okay, cool. Now I just got to get this back one. Ow! I knew I was going to pinch myself. I knew it. I pinch myself on this car more than anything. Okay, there we go. I can use bolts to bring it up. All right. Just need to tighten those bottom bolts now, which they did supply new ones. I'm hoping they're the same size, but I kind of know how my luck goes. But they won't be. I do really want different shocks on this thing. I don't need those anymore. I know I've said that, but I'll probably end up getting some Bilstein shocks or QA1 or something. These are very old technology, and they're skyjackers. I don't think anybody even sells them anymore. I would say there's probably not a lot of people under 30 that have skyjackers or air shocks on their 69 Camaro. If I just had to guess. Well, maybe. they're still on there from somebody's high school days that they bought it from. It's possible. That is just rusty right there. That's gonna need to be fixed. Always something. Okay, let's make sure, let's see if these are the same size. Yep. Gotta make sure it's lined up. Yep, it's lined up. I don't want to go too crazy and bend the bolts or anything like that because this thing will. All right, that's one side done. Looks all right. It's got some, like I said, it's got spacer, or it's got a rubber gasket already up here. These were for traction bars that it had when I got it, and I took them off because, again, old technology. Probably didn't need them at the time, but I'm also not launching this car, so I like the brake line that's sitting on top of the mount that it's supposed to go through. Whatever. Giving you a little bit different angle this time, only because the rotor's still on this side. You can't really see it from out there. So I do have the rear end supported again. Trying not to lay in this brake fluid that I got over here earlier. I don't think this brake line is going to get in the way. Future me probably just got mad that I said that. No, it'll clear. At least on this side, it'll clear. Actually, let me put these on there. I don't know why I'm saving these, but because I don't ever throw anything away and I have a problem. You never know when you might need these. That's gonna lower it a lot. I mean, I know it's 2 inches, but don't let anybody tell you 2 inches isn't a lot. How did I do this both times? I jacked it up just enough that I can't get it in there. Okay. I think that's in place. I'll know here in a second. Yeah, it's in place. It just needs to be pushed down onto it. So if you don't know, there's a pin here and a hole here. It's kind of like the top of this bolt. It's meant to align this and keep it from shifting back and forth. So the spacers, or at least the good spacers, have that same pin so that you don't misalign anything. I probably could cut that off, but I thought about moving my shock inboard, but I don't think I have room to do all that. I don't know, just thinking. I don't need to right now. Oh, wrong way. That was almost bad. These are bent. out way too much. Am I doing this stupid? No, okay, it's the right way. I think. I'm being stupid. Yes, this is it. Good Lord. I know I'm not talking too much. I'm just trying to focus. It's probably really boring to watch, but maybe at the end of it you'll know how to do this, and maybe I will too. Maybe. Come on. There we go. So they do sell these in like all kinds of different spacings, so you can get your car a little bit dialed in a little more accurately than you would usually be able to with leaf springs. Still not going to be near as adjustable or as something, say, like coilovers, but at least you can change your ride height somewhat easy. I mean, it was a lot easier for me because I've already got a bunch of stuff off, but fighting me over here now, of course. What's going on here? It's like the holes don't line up. I don't want to mess up the threads. It's like this one's bent in too much. I don't think I could bend that by hand. It'd be impressive if I could. I'm gonna have to get something, and I don't really want to drill the hole out. I don't know if coming down further would have helped me or not. Yeah, when they get down here, they're too close together. Okay, I'm just gonna drill those holes out. Make sure I put on my safety squints. And I've already got that size. There you go. Just give it the old ream around. That's good for it. I also tried to bend it out just a little bit, but I don't know if it's gonna help. It just goes in there so easy. That's the problem. I think it messed up the threads right there. It did. Fun. How fun. Thing's about to get German spec and be good. Okay, there's that. So now the car, wow, those are hot, should be lowered 2 inches. I'm gonna throw this wheel fitment tool back on, put my rear diff back on with the weight, or put weight back on my rear diff and see where that tire's sitting. All right, see what this tire looks like. It says this thing's fully charged. I don't know if I buy that, but I'll take it. I'm really hoping this looks all right. I kind of just guessed at what 2 inches, or at how much I should lower it. Also, there's a hell of a sharp spot right here that was going to destroy my tire. I got to fix. Y'all remind me of that. So this is the same offset that I ordered, hopefully. And so this should fit right up in there, but they haven't built the wheels yet, so kind of why I'm trying this. I'm also curious, do you guys want to see the renders of the wheels and kind of like see me go through the process, or do you just want to be surprised as to what I'm putting on here? Can't decide which one will be better. You guys are going to see what this looks like before me. I'm hoping it fits and doesn't look stupid, and it's not too low. Good Lord, this just keeps going. Okay, that's it. Wow, that's up in there, but I think it looks good. We're good around here. Super happy with that. I think that looks great. It's just a 275, but I think it fits good. That's a 19 tucked up in the wheel well. It doesn't look bad from the back. I mean, it's not the widest tire in the world, but on a stock wheel tub, it's kind of hard to fit anything else. And I'll be more than happy with that. I've also got coilovers in the front, which you can kind of see. They need to be cleaned and greased, but if I get coilovers in the front, if I can have the back sitting just like that, it's got room to go up for suspension compression. I mean, there's, you know, a finger's width of room. I could actually come out a little more, but I want room so that I'm not destroying any tires. I mean, you can kind of tell there's room around the wheel. So 275 is not crazy. It's not unheard of at all to put on the back of a 69. So what I had before, but I'm gonna fit it on a 10 or a 10.5 inch wheel. Not sure yet. I may get a 10.5 inch like mock-up just to see if it fits. But the front, gonna get 9 inch with the bottom tire. The top tire is just a little too thin for me, profile wise. So there we go. And that's it. So we did stainless steel lines, didn't do the T in the back, but that's okay. Tomorrow I'm coming up here, sanding on all the glass, getting all that stuff done. So I'm hoping to have this car done in my head by the end of the year. Like on the road, ready. Wheels are gonna take about 2 months. So I'm hoping if I can have it to where the wheels get here and it's ready for paint, take it to the paint booth, bring it back, put it all back together. I don't see that taking, you know, longer than the end of the year if I can, you know, get off my ass and actually do the rear window. So I'm gonna come up here and finish all that tomorrow, but until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.